Hey guys, what's up? So I'm actually kind of like in the middle of a workout right now, and in between sets, I take laps around my house. So enjoy the tour while I rest. So what's on my mind? I've had so much anxiety about certain things. I've had a lot on my mind, and one of these things being, so it's been 4 months since I've made any type of LGBT trans related content on my channel. And that is because of fear. Which, part of it's like, oh, I'm moving on from my life, like I've gone through transition, why would I continue to talk about these things? But you know what, like, it's such a huge part of my life. It's not that I don't want to talk about it, it's fear induced. And it's not that I'm fearing the outside world. I'm not fearing being exposed and people discriminating against me for being trans. It's not what it seems. I've been told to kill myself. I've been told I'm disgusting. I'm an abomination. I'm going to hell. I've been told to kill myself on a daily basis. But the biggest thing that scares me is the LGBT community in and of itself. And that sounds horrible, and it pains me to admit that, because the LGBT community has been a place that I came to, that I felt that I could be myself, that I felt safe and accepted for the first time in my life, coming out of Christianity, fundamental Christianity. And I'm still processing that aspect of my life and coming out of this fundamental traumatic thing in my life. And through that processing, I have finally come to the conclusion, or made the connection, that sometimes there is an aspect of community that is very fundamental. It mirrors the fundamentalism that I'm trying to escape. And that's why I've been so terrified of it, or like been fearing it and wanting to step away from it. And that makes me really sad to think about. There's been a lot of videos, a few known YouTubers or just people I see on Twitter making videos about leaving the left or that sort of thing. But I'm not saying like, oh, I'm leaving the left and I'm like going to the right and I'm secretly like conservative or whatever. I'm not leaving anything. What I'm doing is rejecting fundamentalism completely. I reject any type of way or any sort of community that does not allow for mistakes, differing opinions, differing belief systems, and just being overall kind to each other. And not just, it's like, I tend to be a perfectionist and I worry about making mistakes, but it's especially daunting when there is a big part of the community that I have grown to love and still do and still want to be a part of, that doesn't really allow for mistakes. And when you make them, it's not just oh, like, you fucked up. You said something you shouldn't have. There's no, oh, but your intentions were good. It's more like, you're a bad person, you're toxic to the community, and, you're canceled, and we don't want any part of you. You're horrible, you're morally corrupt, and all these things. And it's just, I would never in my life intentionally disrespect another human being, ever. I mean, I'm a human myself, so I might accidentally do so, and I don't know if I have, I'm sorry if I have. But it's in the same reason that, like, just because I've been hurt by religion, because I don't want anything to do with religion. It doesn't mean that I feel like religion should be banned off the face of the earth, or that no one should practice it, or that no one should believe in God and all that stuff. Like, that's not my place. So it's weird to be in a place or in a community where you feel very much so that they only allow you into it or accept you if you have the same belief systems, if you have the same opinions. Otherwise, nope. And that is exactly how fundamental Christianity is. If you don't believe the same, you're out. You're bad. Shame on you. You're a disgrace. You're a disgrace to Christians, to God, everything. So it's mirroring that in the community. And I hate to see it because I've seen people harassed. I've seen people bullied just for having another opinion. And that's not okay. And to be afraid to express an opinion or to misspeak in fear of people harassing or bullying me over a possible, I mean, it could be a mistake, it could be an opinion. It's sad. It's so sad. I want to just reject the fundamentalism, but I want to encourage and just open the lines of conversation and kindness. How can we move forward if we cannot have a conversation? There's probably, for every one thing that we strongly disagree on, there's probably 100 other things that we actually have in common. And those are the things that we need to focus on. It's not like, oh, here is Jeff over here. If I met Jeff in public, in person, didn't know a thing about Jeff, we could probably start a conversation, talk about some hobbies, some things we're into, be kind, and then, the more we get to know each other, we might talk about politics, we might talk about identities, whatever. But at that point, we could probably put differences aside and still connect on what we have in common. The internet doesn't really allow so much for that. We kind of just go full throttle into everything that we do not agree on, and people come together first and foremost out of hate versus out of love and what we do agree on. And that's strange. And in a time where the internet is all we have right now, it is even more so discouraging, because it's like we cannot have actual human contact. We cannot socialize in the regular manner. So to see everything that's going on, the fighting, the bullying, the harassing, it makes my heart hurt. And I just think, this happens in every community, but I think that the LGBT community is better than this. I might be naive, but I feel like it wasn't always like this. I'm not sure if this is internet induced. I'm not sure if this is just where we are at in this time of life on this planet. But I'm not a fan. I think that there is a lot more opportunity for conversation. I think we can talk to each other. We can disagree with each other and still be respectful. We can be human beings. We don't have to be best friends, but we also don't have to name call each other. We don't have to bring our army of other people in our echo chamber that agree with us to attack those other people. We don't have to create different clubs within the community that's okay, here's my echo chamber over here, and it's, I don't know, I'm just speaking out my ass at this point. This is just something that has been weighing incredibly heavy. And all I want to say is that we need to allow for some grace and some kindness, forgiveness, and conversation. Obviously, there's going to be situations that are always different. There's going to be assholes. There really is. There's always gonna be someone who, like, really is genuinely an asshole. But that being said, I still think that there can be a level of tolerance of, you know, still having that conversation. When you know it's not going anywhere and they're just going, you know, resorting to name calling, the conversation isn't a conversation, it's just become a battle. That's when you know, okay, I'm gonna end this conversation and that's it. That's all we need to do. We don't need to talk anymore. This isn't going anywhere. It's a waste of my energy, a waste of their energy, that sort of thing. But I think if we can connect on some level, have a conversation, it'll be way more productive, and we don't have to cancel people. We don't have to judge their character off of an opinion or a mistake. I think there's ways to apply empathy to everybody in all walks of life, opinions, political parties, whatever. Just put yourself in someone else's shoes for 2 seconds. See how that feels. See what that does for you. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. But I had to say something. And let me know what you think. I guess. Don't hate me. I don't know. Forgive me if I have offended you. But what I'm saying is, number 1, respect, kindness, grace, forgiveness, empathy. Those 5 things. Let's reinstate those into our lives, into the lives, in our internet lives, which is the only thing we have right now. And I love my community. I love the LGBT community. I'm not leaving. I'm just rejecting fundamental beliefs that are being just the reasons why people are going to war with each other, basically slitting each other's internet throats. So that's it. I'm done talking. I'm gonna get back to my workout. Peace out. I'll see you next time.